What's up everyone? We're out here at Lake Kissimmee today. Today is Labor Day actually, and surprisingly pretty calm out here. It's probably 2 or 3 boats that came to the ramp, and I thought it was gonna be packed because, you know, everybody has off today. Well, most of everybody. But we're out here, came out here Saturday, I only caught one little one. I think I have it on that GoPro. Oh, baby. Look at that. Wow, I'm really surprised I didn't lose them. I'm really surprised my line didn't break. Look at like how close to the edge of the mouth he was hooked. Barely, man. So 2, 2.5, 3, I don't know. I'm getting a scale. I've just been procrastinating it, but that's a nice one there. On the little burner worm. In the lily pads. Kind of pitching it in the holes and stuff. Good one. Nice little chunk. Goodbye. Right back where I caught you. Yeah, it's just not been looking too well out here. I mean, I tried doing some scanning for some offshore stuff, but I just get so bored just going back and forth looking for brush piles, and it's just not my thing right now. There's people out here that can do it, but it's just so hard in Florida because you don't really have any contour lines to like base yourself off of where brush piles should be. So they could just be anywhere out here. It's just not my thing. I don't like it. Anyways, we're gonna fish the stuff that I'm used to up in the pads and stuff like that. There's some birds up here we're gonna go check out, see if there's any fish next to the birds. Normally there is, but we'll see. But anyways, we're gonna be using the Gambler burner worm because I don't have any speed worms right now. Try our best, and we're gonna use a chatterbait, and we're gonna try some punching. So you can feel the fall weather trying to come down here in Florida. First thing in the morning, it's beautiful weather. It's like 75 degrees. Then it gets up into the 80s in the afternoon, but I can feel the fall weather trying to come down here, and it's getting nice. So I can't wait for cooler weather. It's just gonna be so nice. But anyways, we're gonna get out here, try to fight against these blind mosquitoes because these things are annoying. They're just all over me. As soon as you get to the ramp, they're all over the truck, and they get inside the truck and they're just so annoying. I mean, they don't bite or anything. They just fly over your face, and I hate it. I have a good feeling we're gonna catch some stuff, but we'll see. I've been in a weird lull of not catching much stuff. That's why I haven't really been posting all that much, because I can't really find anything. Ever since the championship, I've been trying to come out here, try to find some fish, but it's just not happening. Hopefully things start picking up here soon, because we got our next tournament's in November for the Kayak Anglers of Florida out here. So that's why I'm coming out here a lot, because I'm just trying to dial in some stuff, but anything could happen in a month or two. So I mean, they've been spraying a lot of stuff out here, so a lot of things have been changing. There's like all this lily pad field used to be nothing but hyacinth all inside the lily pads. Then they sprayed it all, so now you got a bunch of dead lily pads and soft bottom, which is not a good combination usually. But we got some birds up here, kind of shallow. Usually what the birds mean is there's a little bait fish up there, because we got a north wind coming down, and all that north wind is pushing all the bait over here. So I'm thinking is all the bait fish are just piled up here, and that's why the birds are here. And if the birds are here, bait's here, the bait's here, the bass should be there, but we'll see. There's no telling. It could be a fluke. Or a lot of times the fish are there, you can see them popping on top of the water after the bait fish, but they're so keyed in on little bait fish like this big, they don't want to bite anything else. So it's kind of a gamble, and you gotta figure out what they want to bite. What I've found is a lot of times if they're keyed in on those little fish, use like a Senko, something small to like kind of represent the little fish like that. But 4 foot right now, up there it's probably gonna be 3 or 2. 85-degree wet water. The air temperature is 73. I'm glad that we have a little bit of a wind. One, it takes the bugs off of me. See, they're busting right there. Just like I was talking about. They're hitting up against the bait fish, against the grass line here. The water's kind of dirty up here because they sprayed everything and the wind and all that. It's only 1.9 foot. All the birds are up here though. Got this boat coming up on me. They probably see the birds too, so they're gonna head over here. What's up? How you doing?
Just happy to be somewhere.
Oh yeah. There we go. That's what I'm talking about, right in front of him. Not that one. Goodbye. All right, well, we're away from that boater that, I don't know. I could have escalated that situation more, but I didn't want to. But if you're gonna come up on me and know that I've been working that spot and stay there, I'm gonna stick on you like a gnat on poop kind of deal. I'm not gonna leave just because you're not gonna leave. So he said something about me, and I spoke up, and he never said anything about me again. So, and he stayed there, but I'm not gonna let you bull me out of a fishing spot. And I'm glad I caught one in front of him. He didn't catch one the whole time he was there, so I feel good about it. Just the thing is, he came up on me. He stopped way back, and he know that I'm there. You can't not miss this. And he just kept getting closer and closer, and I'm just working my line. You can tell what line I'm working, but he just chose to fish right next to me. Thinks he's the bigger man, but I'm not letting that happen. There's no way. Yeah, so I caught that one fish on a isolated pad. Oh, solid little guy. Had some chunk to him on his belly. I don't know if that's food, or I don't think it'd be eggs by now. I think it's still too early. Yeah, it's definitely way too early. So it must have just been eating good. God, these bugs, man, these freaking bugs, man. These things are so annoying. Stop crawling my neck. I'll put my buff on anyways. All right. Hopefully that helps keep the bugs off my ear. I don't care wherever else they go, they just fly right into my ear, and it's so annoying. They're like, oh man, can't stand it. What do we have here? That a balloon? That a balloon? Yes, it is. It is a balloon. Just call me the balloon snatcher. God. Oh God, that felt so weird. Oh, bug went up my nose. Oh, and it vibrated. Oh, look at that. Let's see if I can get them. I know for a fact that they're eating on these. Pretty fresh too. Now, if I can find me something like this, which I have an idea what I could use, but I don't have any, I might catch something. I don't know. Bloop. Something will eat it. Maybe a gar or something. I don't know. All right, I didn't really want to do this, but I think I'm gonna go scanning for brush piles. I don't know. Let's go take a look. God dang. Definitely a stick down there. I'm pulling up a whole tree. I broke it. I ruined that whole spot. That was a big old tree down there. At least I know there's a brush pile right there. An actual brush pile instead of just some stuff on the ground. Try it again, but I doubt anything's gonna stay there after what just happened. Are you kidding me? Probably should start going. We got storm clouds rolling in. At least I found at least one good brush pile, but I think I messed it up by getting snagged and trying to get the lure out. I might have to come back later, a different day, try this out again. But at least I found something. Lately I've been looking on the graph and stuff. I see like black dots and stuff, and I'll try to fish it, and I don't feel anything. I think they're just like catfish holes or something. But this one, I could definitely tell it had some branches coming off of it and had cast a big shadow. So I knew it was a good brush pile, and it's pretty big. when I got snagged on it, I looked at my graph and it's a pretty big tree. So I think there is a good possibility that fish will get stacked up on it. But like I said, I think I messed it up by getting my lure stuck. So I'll just leave it alone now. I got it marked. I think I found this brush pile maybe 2 years ago on a different graph, and I could never find it again, and I think I found it again. So I've caught some fish off it before. I'm pretty sure this is it. Nice little potential spot there. I'm gonna stay in this vicinity going back to the ramp and see if I can find some more brush piles like that. Maybe they're off the grass a little bit like this. So see if we can find some more and go from there. But I'm gonna start heading back because it's starting to cloud up over here to the west of me. We got some high clouds. Usually high clouds mean, what I mean by high clouds, I'll show you here. They're just built up really high like a skyscraper. All right, so this is what I mean by high clouds. They're really low clouds, but they're built up super high like that. When they're built up like that, that usually means there's rain in them. So those are the kind of clouds I look for, is built up ones like that. And yeah, it's a good indicator that rain's coming. And usually down here in Florida, if there's rain, there's thunder. And when there's thunder, there's lightning, and lightning hurts. Not something I want to deal with. So I'm gonna start heading back before it builds up too crazy. Well, I'm not really finding much else after that one brush pile, but I'm gonna talk about the setup that I use for the speed worm and what I did during the championship to find them fish and how I was catching them. But the rod I'm using is a Bass X by St. Croix. It's a medium heavy 7.2 with a moderate action. I didn't really choose this rod for my speed worm setup. My other speed worm setup, I had a medium with a fast action, 7.2 also, but I broke that rod, so I'm stuck with this one, but it's doing really well for me. I do like the medium heavy over the medium because I like to flip the speed worm into pads and stuff, and I need that little bit more heavy action to get the fish out. But that's the rod I'm using. I'm using a Shimano Curado. It is the 200 XG. I have mixed feelings about it. It's smooth, it works, but sometimes the drag slips down, and when I set the hook and try to reel them in, my reel just keeps spinning like this, and I can't get the fish in. I usually like to tighten the drag all the way down and then spool the line, like hit the button to give the fish some drag or whatever. It's doing the job, I guess. It's not, I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it. I'm using 15-pound fluorocarbon. That's what I used in the championship. I know it's kind of crazy using 15, but I like the little bit lighter line. I feel like it gives the worm more of a natural presentation, and the line's not too stiff like a 20-pound would be. So I feel like I can work the worm a little bit better. Usually use a 3/16 ounce tungsten weight. I don't peg it because I've had problems where the peg would burn the line and just break the line for some reason. I don't know, I just have problems like that. I'm probably doing something wrong. But for extra wide gap hook, it's a Superline hook. It's a little bit thicker gauge than the thinner extra wide gap. I just like the thicker gauge so it doesn't bend out on me, because again, I like flipping into heavy cover with this also. This is the small speed worm. I normally use the Magnum June Bug, but this is all I got right now, and then that's what I'm using for right now. But that's the setup I'm using right now for speed worm. And what I was doing in the championship, I found, hold on. So what I was doing in the championship, I found an area where it had deep water and some current. That, to me, that's like the best setup I could find for any kind of summertime fishing, because they're not going to be up shallow because it's too hot. Bluegill spawn, I think it was off because I did find some bluegill beds, but there was no bluegill around them, so there's no bass around them. In the area that I was in, there was hyacinth mats alongside the bank. It came off the bank probably about 20 to 30 feet off the bank. What I originally went in there with was punching, like I've been doing for the past summer, just punching those mats. And I could not get a bite whatsoever punching. I noticed that there was current going through there, and I thought to myself, why don't I just use a speed worm and swim it alongside the hyacinth mat? As soon as I did that, I got bit right away. So that's during pre-fishing. I got bit right away. I probably caught 2 or 3 like in a row doing that. So I was like, okay, this is it. Tournament day came around, went straight there, just swimming that speed worm alongside the mat. And a lot of times I find that the bigger fish would be towards the bottom, so I'd have to let the worm sink and then kind of swim it back and not drag it back, but let it go all the way to the bottom, just pick it up and slowly reel it. That's where I found a lot of the bigger bites. It was kind of mixed match because the bigger bites would come from either from down there or they'd be up top with all the smaller ones too. But I would get a lot more bites if I just kept it right underneath the water. Like here's the hyacinth, and if I kept it like right underneath the hyacinth, just right along the edge, that's where I would get my bite. A lot of times I got bites probably a good 2 foot off the hyacinth, so I was like out here, and they would just bolt out of the hyacinth mat and just come and get it. So it was kind of like a hit or miss on like where I would cast, but like I could cast and feel okay if I came off the edge just a little bit. 2 of my biggest fish that I caught during that championship was off the mat just quite a bit. It was so weird, but like a good 18 inch fish would be like towards the bottom closer to the mat. It was just one of them things. I used probably a good 3 to 4 bags of the Zoom Magnum speedworms, and then I had to go to the Gambler burner worm in the bigger size. I felt like I wasn't getting as much bites with the smaller ones. The bigger ones they could see. I think that the tail makes more of a vibration in the water than the smaller ones do. When I switched over to that big one, that's when I caught that 23-inch fish. And I know in the video I probably said it was like 8-pounder, but it's probably more of a 6 or something. But I really do need to get a scale, but I'll probably order one tonight when I get home. I've been being lazy and just haven't ordered one, but I'll get one here soon. But yeah, the both days I just went to that same area and it was just swimming the speedworm, and that's just what worked, and that's what the winning pattern was for me. I know a lot of different guys were going out there actually punching, catching good fish punching, but I could not get a bite for some reason for punching. Other guys were using a wacky rig. Other guys were just using a Senko. So you could catch them all different kinds of ways out there. I just was fortunate to find a good area where they were stacked up and feeding, because I don't know, it was just crazy. And like when I was there fishing on the second day, I could hear big blow-ups coming off the edge like that one 23-inch did. It just come up, bam. So I knew they were there. I knew they were feeding. I knew they were stacked up there, and it just all played out for me. And I'm pretty fortunate for that. So I tried other things like punching, like I said. I tried using a jackhammer. I caught one off of a jackhammer alongside the edge, but that was just that one. I tried it for a little bit longer and I didn't catch anything else. But the main thing is what they wanted was that speedworm. And it wasn't too far away from the area where I previously won last year's championship. So last year's championship was right here. This year's championship win was right here. So it wasn't too far at all. It was probably a good, using the trolling motor, probably a good 10-15 minutes away from each other. I'll put a link up in one of these corners of last year's championship so you can see the difference between how this year's and last year's was. I hope you guys enjoyed this weird day. I haven't made a video in a while because I haven't been catching anything. Like Saturday I only caught one, and there's nothing to make, you know, there's no content in the video. If you guys would like to see a video of me not catching anything, I'll try my best to make something of it, and just let me know in the comments below. But yeah, if you guys enjoy, leave a like on the bottom, subscribe if you're not subscribed yet, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.